Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Aegon Blackfyre. Now, as I mentioned in that last episode, I'm still coming out of a little bit of a sickness, so my voice might sound a little bit weird, and there may be occasional sniffles throughout this video. I'll try to get rid of them if I can, but there's only so much I can do. Might be a little bit of a shorter episode as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I wanted to get this one made and out for you so that you guys didn't have to wait too long in between the episodes here. So, in that last episode, we had waged a war with our wildling army in order to conquer the north, while the Seven Kingdoms were in the midst of a civil war between Rhaegar Targaryen and his sister Daenys. Now, Rhaegar did win that war, executing his older sister, and then he turned his forces against us in the north and was able to push us back to the wall. We weren't able to match the full might of the Seven Kingdoms all brought together. However, before they could push their victory and push us beyond the wall, something very interesting happened, and that was that Tyrion Lannister initiated a plot to name himself as king of the Seven Kingdoms. Now, this was a little bit unexpected. Mechanically speaking, almost certainly Tyrion just fabricated a claim on the Iron Throne and then had his claimant faction put him through without a fight. And the way I see this playing out in the story, and this was kind of based on some comments we had in that last video, is that, and think about it from this perspective as well, the reign of King Aegon the VI, who was the first Targaryen king to take over after Robert Baratheon and his the reign of his supposed daughter, although we know that wasn't the case, Myrcella. Aegon's reign was not without conflict. Almost the first probably 30 years of his reign were full of conflict. I mean, there was civil wars. I mean, the Blackfyres, we came in. There was a lot of war. And then even beyond that, when there was probably about 15 or 20 years of peace, King Aegon was a cruel man. He's callous, fickle, gluttonous. This is not a good man. And then he was murdered, accidentally slain by Daemon's hand, but, you know, who knows exactly what plot made that happen. But this was not a good man. He was not somebody who was liked, who was beloved by the people. And then his daughter, who was his heir for the majority of his life, who was set to take over, well, he had a son just at the end of his life here, and that son ended up being the one who bypassed his older sister, and then another Targaryen civil war. One can only imagine that the realm, having, had enough of these Targaryens and civil war and like all of that stuff going on, and just wanting to have some sort of a stable hand. Well, a man like Tyrion, who, despite his age, who is incredibly savvy, probably managed to pull off this plot by, arranging enough alliances and enough support to say that he should be the one to kind of usher things into this next era here. Rather than the Targaryens, who clearly have not really managed to keep stability in the realm. Now, things are going to get pretty interesting because you'll remember, weirdly enough, Tyrion converted to the Ironborn religion and then, became this Faith of the Eight religion here, which is pretty curious. I mean, it's basically like a mismatch, kind of a mixing of the Ironborn's Drowned God religion and the Faith of the Seven. So we'll see if his family is able to retain this, considering they're a different religion than almost everybody else. But we'll see. His heir is Tyrion the Second, I suppose, who's diligent, just, gregarious, and temperate, and he's quick. So actually, potentially a very good ruler, but he is a Lannister, and he is of the faith of the Eight. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting when Tyrion dies, and he's quite old. His health is not great, so he's probably not gonna last that long. And we'll see what happens when his son takes over. Will his son be able to hold this, or are we going to start to see some things breaking down in the Seven Kingdoms? One can only hope, because that's going to allow us to enact our plans here. Now, as the unfortunate consequences of all this, we were kind of pushed back beyond the wall here. Now, the Night's Watch has kind of regained some of their land, but not all of it. We still hold Castle Black and Eastwatch by the Sea, but they have managed to kind of get some of their lands back before Tyrion and kind of had to essentially pull back and to manage the state of the realm. And consider also that we had a very, very large army, 20,000 wildlings strong. So even though they managed to take a lot of these lands back, our massive wildling army did manage to kind of retain some of these lands that we had conquered. But all of that aside, we do need to kind of come back and lick our wounds. You know, we tried that war and we had some early success, but then we were pushed back. We need to be smart about how we play things here, because though we are still kind of calling ourselves King Beyond the Wall, we've lost the Empire title just due to the fact that the Night's Watch kind of resurged and came back, and we lost a little bit of credibility. So we're going to need to go and subjugate what happened here? Why? I'm not entirely sure why these guys are. You know what? I'll probably go in and fix that real quick, because this doesn't make a lot of sense here. I don't know why they're a vassal of Tyrion. We'll go and fix that right away. There we go. So we went and made Flat Fang independent again. Not exactly sure what happened there. Doesn't really make sense. So we just went and fixed that real quick. But as I was saying, the wildling factions have, we probably lost quite a bit of respect and prestige there. So we're going to need to go and kind of manage that as best we can here. And that essentially means subjugating them. Really, force is the only thing that's going to keep us in our position of vast power that we have here. So that's something that we are going to probably do pretty much right now. I mean, it's been a few months since this happened, and now I think we take our army and we turn that, and we're going to use that army to kind of bring all these factions in line, so that if things do break down in the Seven Kingdoms once more, we'll actually be able to strike against them. So we're going to declare a war here. We're going to do a Conquered Duchy war. He doesn't have any allies that we really need to worry about. So that should be fine. And then Keening Ridges here. I'm almost tempted to just declare 2 wars. This will affect hostages. I see. Oh, we have a hostage from them. We'll probably return that hostage then. I think he's old enough. Is that one of his sons or something like that? Let's see if we can find that Axbar child within our court here. Here, Alphen Axbar. Yeah, I mean, we could return him, and then we'll lose some prestige, but that's fine. We do want to just be able to go and attack him here. So yeah, and we're gonna take Keening Ridges as well. He's got some troops, but like we can declare 2 wars and not really worry about this. And I'm almost tempted to go in and attack you as well. And we'll conquer that county. There we go. So we'll do all 3 of these wars. We're going to braze up our armies probably right over here, right next to their capital. And then we'll split our army in 2 probably, and just go and deal with, or we'll probably do it in 3, honestly. And then just deal with all 3 of these wars at once. Caravan Master, as per my request, my servants have 2 options for me. We need a new Caravan Master. Aethan is a fine choice. Yeah, all right. Let's take Aethan. His aptitude is excellent. We've got the money for it, so it should be fine. Oh no, we had somebody forging an amazing dagger for us, but he died, so we're not actually going to get our excellent dagger. Well, that's in any case, let's get these troops in here. We're going to send these 6,000 troops in to deal with these guys, and we're going to send these 8,000-ish troops in to deal with the Pale Mountains. So we should be able to manage all 3 of these wars at the same time. But what happens here? Lord... okay. Appleton's Night's Watch Reclamation War. Yeah, okay. This random Reach Lord is bringing his army up to try to retake these castles. All right. He's got some allies joining in, but by the time they get here, we should be able to handle them, I imagine. So I'm not really like particularly worried about that. I'm going to send my armies out here to deal with our current wars. And then yeah, we'll go and protect the wall once we get this finished off. See how many forces he has here. He's got 6,000. Yeah, not really too worried about that. We just need to deal with our enemies, and then we can turn our forces to the south. We should be able to handle probably both of these 2 wars down here pretty easily. You know what? He's got quite a few people joining in. I guess this is one of those wars where, you know, they can call in other people, but we can call in our allies to war. So we're going to call in Flat Fang here to the Night's Watch Reclamation War, and we're going to call in the Magnarch Green Seers here too, as well. And they can send their armies in, and then we'll go and assist once we take our enemies out here. So I would like to hit the Axbar army if we can. That should give us a pretty decent chunk of war score. Let's see if we can go and take the capital over here as well. Oh yeah, they're bringing in lots of people. Huh, interesting. They might actually be able to reclaim the Night's Watch. We'll see. We'll see how many allies they have joining in here. This might actually be more tricky than we thought. But I'm still not too worried. They've got a long way to go. Like, there's just a bunch of different counties kind of all spread out over all these places. Like, they got a long ways to go to get up north. So yeah, I'm not like too worried about it. We'll have these 4,000 troops should be done here in just a moment, so we can enforce those demands there, take that county, and then we'll bring these troops over to Castle Black here, and then we should be able to okay, here, let's see if we can get this army here. Is he coming back to siege down his capital? We'll see. Yeah, and once this siege is done, we'll be able to bring in most of our forces here. It'll be interesting to see how this Night's Watch Reclamation, can we hold the wall? Lord Gregor might join. Who is Lord Gregor of Berkeley? All right, he can join if he wants to, I suppose. There we go. Crush the Axbar army there. We just probably need to siege down like maybe one more county. There we go, another martial lifestyle perk. That's not going to be too bad. Let's unlock that. There we go. And yeah, the wars here are going pretty well, actually, so I'm not actually too too worried about that. And our son learned the Old Tongue, so he speaks Valyrian, Common Tongue, and the Old Tongue. So that's pretty good. Our son's turning out to be pretty good. I'd like to influence his personality one more time to see if we can get him the Brave trait. But even as he is now, he is still like pretty good. There we go. So we got our 4,000 troops holding Castle Black, but we're gonna need more than that. They've got 21,000 troops now. So yeah, we're gonna have to actually be a little bit smart about this. Hopefully this siege won't take too long. I can't imagine that it will. You know what, we should probably break off. Yeah, all right, so it doesn't look like we'll be able to do that. Can we split in half? Send half of our... Yeah, you know what, we'll... Oh my gosh, yeah, lots of them are joining in the war here. But if they're coming in kind of piecemeal, one at a time, then we might be able to pull off a victory here. We just gotta get our allies to join us. Once we siege this down, we'll bring all of our troops down here. We should have a pretty good sized army, and we'll just pick off each one of them as they come for us there. So yeah, I think we're gonna be able to pull off a victory here, but we shall see. Mental break too busy. I'm gonna go for a ride. Yeah, let's do that. And this siege is just about done. We need to... Oh, interesting. Ah, they're sending ships in. All right. You know what? I'm not... You know what? They're gonna just lose so many troops to attrition. Aegon keeps the trade greedy. Fairness. Do we want him to be just? I don't really want to take a stress hit for... Oh, there we go. Valuable prisoner captured. Excellent. Enforce the demands. There we go. Look at that. So we get these 7,000 troops back here to come and assist us. We should be able to gather up probably most of our armies here pretty quickly. So, what's the fastest way to get down here? Probably by ship. We'll see. Yeah, it says going by ship. So you know what? I'm tempted to just bring my armies around here and gather them all up over here, and then we can deal with them kind of one at a time. There we go. Finished off the axe bars and force those demands as well. There we go. We're well over our holding limit. We're gonna need to do something about that, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. So we've got those 7,000 troops. We'll get these guys coming down here as well. We're low on provisions though, but so are they. They've got this big army. I'm tempted to just fill up on our provisions here a little bit and get our armies fully stocked and just let them lose troops to attrition. I mean, look how far, like, they're gonna just siege down all of this kind of land. That's barely gonna give them any war score. They're gonna lose tons to attrition here because, one, they're way up north. They've got no supply lines. So yeah, I think that's gonna be our best bet here. We'll keep sending this army in over here though. And yeah, we'll split these guys up and we'll just kind of get all of our armies nice and filled up. So we're gonna send them over to a couple different counties here that are within our possession, and then we'll gather them all up and deal with them once these armies are basically starving and dying. It's probably our best bet. So yeah, I think this is a good plan. I would say so anyways. Just got to make sure they are actually recuperating their supplies. We'll send you over to here. Look at this army coming in, and we'll start splitting you up as well. So, you know, this small army can go over here, and then the larger army can go, one of you can go there, and one of you can go over here. And then we should hopefully be recuperating our supplies. Oh, they're coming in for us. Let's get out of here. Oof, darn. All right, I wasn't paying attention there, so we're gonna lose part of our army. That's unfortunate. But they're gonna retreat, so it's fine. But yeah, they are losing supplies, so yeah, we're gonna let them starve over here in Walrus Bay, and then we'll go and gather up just this massive force, and we'll go and hit them all at once here. So, oh gosh, I mean, there sure are a lot of them, though, sire. That is a big army. We're gonna have to really, really let them starve. That's for sure. I mean, the best thing is the war score, no held objectives. I mean, yeah, this could be tricky, actually. Do we go and try to take... They've got so many troops here already. I think we just let them starve, honestly. You know what? They can just bring all of their troops in here, and all of their troops can just starve to death. You know what? They are sending some troops in here, so we'll probably bring some of our troops in closer to the lands near the wall, and then we'll go from there. We want to hold the wall if we can, but if we do lose it, it's not going to be... That's not a worst case scenario thing if we do lose the wall. But it would obviously be much better if we can continue to hold it. So let's make sure we're getting most of our armies moving here to go in the directions that we want them to. So yeah, these guys can all just starve to death over here. Any armies that are trying to actually move into the wall, we'll deal with those when we get the chance. But yeah, I mean, they're losing supplies. They're going to try to siege all this down. I'm not too worried about it. We could potentially try to like hold like one of these like fork top here or something like that. But yeah, I mean, a battle in the mountains. They're not starving or anything yet, though. So yeah, I think we'll just have to let them... There we go. Now they're starting to starve. Now we're starting to potentially get our advantage. So I'm actually going to move our troops into position around Forktop here. Still want to keep the supplies up, so we're going to kind of bring them all over here. Let's get you over there. And yeah, if we can get them into a fight on Forktop, maybe we can win, just because they'll be starving and we'll be, you know, well supplied. Let's get all these guys moving once again. Get somebody right here on Forktop, actually. Yeah, they're starting to starve. So, and they're going to lose lots to attrition. And that's probably, honestly, let the cold kill them. Why would we bother, you know, killing them ourselves when the cold will kill them for us? That seems to be the smartest thing to do. Oh, we got a little... What's going on over here? Not entirely sure. Chieftain Aegon is joined. He's joining them in to try to reclaim the Night's Watch. Absolutely will not allow that to happen. Wow. All right. So a wildling joining with the Southerners, that cannot stand. So we're gonna crush that little army there. Look how many troops they have here, though. This is the biggest invasion north of the wall probably ever. But yeah, I'm not really too... I'm not like too worried just yet. I'm not sure if we'll be able to take all of these forces, but you know what? If they start splitting themselves up, we might have a chance. Them going here into Walrus Bay is probably like best case scenario for us, really. So got our army in forked up. I do want to go and let's go and siege down that. Let's bring some of our forces in closer if we can, just to make sure that we're not too far away when the battle does get engaged here. Let's get you closer there. Let's get you over here as well. Yeah, they're definitely losing some troops to attrition here, but they're bringing in the army now. This could be tricky. If we do surrender, they gain Castle Black and Eastwatch, so that'll be unfortunate. It's not the worst. We don't actually lose that much if they get it back, but oh, are you joining with them as well? Jeez. Some of our vassals signing on with the Southerners, that cannot stand. So let's keep track of that. Rotten Valley and Eagles Grove, we got to make sure that they are properly punished for this here. Are they going to come in and try to fight us here? Yeah, this is an interesting. There's so many of them. 49. They got 50,000 troops here. This is basically. This is a lot. I guess there's no limit on the amounts of lords that can join in on this, but yeah, just like a lot of small lords just trying to like join in to push the wildlings back. I mean, it's cool. I find this interesting, but I wonder if we can defeat them. How many forces they got here? They got too much. They definitely have too much for us to face here. I think our best bet, you know what, let's pull in some troops over here. Okay, all right, looks like they're coming in for us. We're gonna gather up. We're gonna try this one fight. If we can't hold Forktop, then we'll probably have to surrender the wall, I think. Our wife is with child. Let's look into this discreetly to make sure this child is ours. So here we are. Let's engage in this battle here. Seems our wife is still faithful to us. Well, excellent. Good news. Can our allies come in and assist us here in this fight, please? I mean, we've still got the advantage here. Looks like they're not all joining in. I mean, somehow we're still pulling out some kind of, I don't know, are we going to get a victory here? I don't think so. They've just got too many troops coming in here. We pulled in our entire wildling force and just, it's not going to be enough to hold them off. Maybe? Is it? No, not with this 8,000 coming in. Man, this is going to be a crazy battle, though. Envelopment? Maybe we go for that. Men-at-Arms counter efficiency? Let's see if that assists us at all here. No, look at that. There was just a little too much. Oh, our wife was captured. Damn, they caught. I mean, we almost. What are we? We could have possibly. We almost like got a victory out of this. That was actually. It's closer than it seems here. That was a crazy battle. I don't think it would have mattered anyways. There's no way we would have been able to handle this, but yeah, let's take a look at that battle because that was epic. That was an epic battle. Look at that. 27,000 wildlings versus like 40,000 of the enemy here. Hey, look, you know, we might have lost that battle, but we killed more of them than they killed of us. And frankly, I think that counts for a lot. You know, at the wildlings, we may have been forced into retreat, but we gave those southerners the what for sure here. Let's take a look at the events from that. Just like there's so many, that was a lot of people involved in that. Look at this. Look how many people were slain. Yeah, look on the enemy side. Lots. Here, let's go and look, see. Lucia killed. I'm looking for like lords. Lord Baron here was killed. Lord Baron of House Tallheart. Let's see, Master Roland. Looking for some interesting names here. Lord Donner of House Ashwood. Anyone else? Ellen Peak? Really? Somebody from House Peak, just this older Peak woman. Must have been in the battle, or, you know, among the camp trainers, essentially. House Flynn. Yeah, look at this. We killed Meadow Peak, Paybridge. Yeah, interesting. Way more on their side. I mean, than our own, I think. But yeah, I don't think there's any way that we can defeat this. I think we got to pull our forces back from the wall, consolidate, because yeah, things are starting to look pretty grim here for Aegon Blackfyre. The wildlings are not going to, you know, look at this with kind eyes. I mean, we were pushed back beyond the wall. This is kind of essentially, I'm imagining this as a continuation of the war that we kind of started when we attacked the north and then started to get pushed back. This is probably just like a continuation of all that. So yeah, I mean, we're going to need to figure out how to keep our power in long enough that we will be able to look for more opportunities, because I mean, at the moment we have not had a lot of successes here. So let me know what you think we should do down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.